has a cool. There's a the guitar sounds very bassy in this. A lot more thicker. Um,
Vroom, 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 vroom.
From
just when I had a flow going.
motherfucker.
Fucking Smithfield and their motorcycles. A lot of midlife crisis going around here. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, one more time.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Riffin' About Music. I'm Kyle. That's Mo over here, and that's Angel up here. And this week we got Dan's pick for an album. Dan, what'd you bring us?
Before we get into that, uh, I had a question for you two. Since all three of us we like going to concerts, we're big concert goers and stuff like that. My question is, what would be your dream lineup
Mm.
to go see?
Ooh,
Oh
nice.
boy,
Damn. Hmm. Dream lineup.
man.
I'll give you guys a
Um,
minute.
how many bands do we get?
Yeah, yeah. How many bands?
All right. We'll do like the typical, like 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Yep.
Hmm. Um.
Does it have to be current, or can we go back in time?
We could do anything. I was gonna mix it. I was gonna do new and old.
Yeah, that I'm fine with that. It's a dream lineup, so you
Okay.
know.
Damn, that's a lot of pressure. You put the dream.
Man.
Shit. Let's see.
All right, I'll start. I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna put AC/DC there with Bon Scott before he died, and
I
that.
was.
Yeah. Were you
No,
really?
not. I wasn't gonna pick that band, but I'm just saying, like, you got picking people who passed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. I would put maybe Metallica back in their run on the first four albums when they were still fucking wild. Um, honestly, I would put. I've seen some clips of Post Malone in his live performances. He fucking gets after it. I'd probably put him in there.
I've been liking some of his music lately. Some
Hmm
songs get stuck in my head a lot now.
Did you listen to Hollywood Is Bleeding yet?
No, shoot, I forgot
Should.
to get around that. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yep.
Pick
I'm
one more.
liking. I'm liking his. I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but that Taylor Swift song, Fortnite, his backup on that, he does backup vocals on that, and he does a little bit of something, and it's just like it's so fucking good. I don't know what it is.
I
He
didn't know
sings
he.
it so.
I didn't know he
Yeah,
did
he did.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, he did backup vocals on that, and then he put like he said some stuff, but it was just very weird because usually when you feature somebody, they have their own part, but he was just kind of like backup vocals, and he does a little bit of this and that.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um.
Wait, is
Mm,
that 3 or 4?
it's three.
Uh,
this is really tough.
This is.
you got to think too, like who's gonna open?
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, I guess in that lineup it would be Post Malone, but
It would have. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, man. Man. Fuck. I'll leave
I
it there
think.
for now. I gotta pick a fourth one later.
Yeah, I mean. Damn, it because what makes it hard is dream. If you said something like, "What are you in the mood for lately to see?"
Mm.
Then that would be a lot more laid back. Um, right now, I'm thinking I definitely want to see Linkin Park with Chester. He passed away,
Mm.
and that would have been cool to see. Maybe I'll put him maybe like right here, right before last. That band. Um, After the burial, before that guitar player died, maybe like
oh yeah, we
opening.
saw them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed it. So
No,
I
you
would.
didn't. You were there for that one.
No, I was late. I was late. Remember, I was running late, and I fucking missed them.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I was so bummed out. I was like, trying to
Oh
squeeze
yeah.
something. Yeah,
I'll tell you,
yeah. You
they
guys,
put on a hell of a show.
You guys,
They were great.
yeah, you guys.
I still love them. Yeah,
So that, maybe here. I
that's
mean,
a
this is
good. I didn't think of that. Damn.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then maybe right here. What were you gonna say?
No, no, no. Good.
Maybe right here. It's not so much of a dream. I can go see them. You know, it's not. But I'm really anticipating them as a spirit box as far as like more
Ooh.
newer people. Yeah, because I
Oh,
fucking.
there it is. Ginger. Ginger's my fourth. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Ginger.
Hmm.
Oh shit! I didn't think you were gonna pick that. I
I
didn't.
Tatiana is my wife and she doesn't know it yet, so
What?
I gotta make that.
You might
I
want
got
to verify
I
that with
gotta let
her.
her know. Well, she's married, but it's not gonna last. He's an asshole, I think. I don't know.
All right.
You know how I feel like about that? You know
What?
who I got a crush on
Who's
is
that?
from In This Moment, Maria.
Oh,
What's
Maria
her name?
Brink.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
her
Yeah.
name? Right?
I
Yeah.
think she's fucking hot. Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
She is
The way
hot.
you feel about yeah. Um, I mean, I guess headlining, I would pick. Uh, I would want to do Slipknot with all the original members
That would be
and
cool. Yeah.
99, like that, them in that.
Would
That era.
you would do
Yeah,
99 and not Iowa? I would go
it'd be
Iowa if it were that
I
if it were
would want to
Slipknot.
go Iowa, but I
I
kind of feel
wouldn't.
like I want to go back to the roots of what really got me to them. You know,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
Because I have a hard time between the self title and Iowa picking the two. I
Yeah.
have a hard time. I have a hard time. They're very close to me. So yeah, so that would be my lineup.
I could see that.
All right. So wait, what was your fourth one, Red?
Ginger.
Oh, that's right. All right. All right. So my opening is Bad Brains,
The punk,
Y-
right? The punk,
Yeah.
punk yeah,
hardcore. Yeah, they
hardcore, yeah.
they like early Bad Brains too.
Yeah.
'Cause
Mm.
I never got to see them, but I saw a bunch of like videos or whatever they put on, and I've heard that they put on a hell of a show.
Can I ask you a question since you're
Yeah,
the resident punk listener
sure,
fan?
sure, sure.
So I don't know shit about punk really. I mean I just know peripherally about it.
Yeah.
How big of a difference is there between like a NoFX and like a Bad Brains and like a Ramones? Like does punk
So like,
branch out the way that metal does and like subgenres and shit?
yeah, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, for
Does it?
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Like Ramones, the Ramones and like the Buzzcocks and stuff like that. It's more like just stripped down rock.
Okay.
No guitar solos, a lot of shorter, um, like shorter songs.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like stripped down, just straight to the point rock. And then like then you have there are like technical stuff in there too, like the Clash. Not super technical, but like they get a little bit more experimental musically.
Okay.
But then you got like hardcore, which is like stripped down metal. It's heavy, fast, in your face, um, very like a punch in the mouth.
Okay.
That's like Bad Brains, Sick of It All, DRI, all those bands.
Where would you put Fugazi? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fugazi, yeah, Waiting Room, dope song. Uh,
Latin Roots. I like that one. My
yeah,
Latin Roots.
they're
They're a weird one, aren't they? For punk.
they're I would probably classify them as punk because they're not super. It's funny, like a
They're
lot of
not like
punk
super aggressive.
songs, they don't have any guitar solos, but a lot of like there's a lot of bass solos, which is
Mm.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of songs have like these bass solo sections. So I'd probably or uh
Bad Brains, you said?
post hardcore.
Oh,
They
okay.
might
Yep.
be like post hardcore or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, Bad Brains is hardcore. They kind of fall into the hardcore. They're really cool because they they use reggae as like it's punk slash reggae. So
Hmm.
it's they have really awesome awesome band. Uh, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, kind of, because like you said, Bad Brains, and
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of like what Bad Brains is like, and I'm like, oh, is that like a No Effects? Is that like a
kind
Ramones?
of
Is that
think
like
of like
what kind of?
a very political Misfits
Okay,
with reggae. You know the Misfits?
yeah, yeah. I don't know like a whole lot of their music, but I know who they are for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like that. It's very fast. It's very intense type
Oh,
music.
like 2 minute,
Where
2.5 minutes of just like shove it down your throat kind of thing.
no, there's a little bit more, and they have some guitar solos in their songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I would say hardcore is probably a little bit more political than early punk.
Okay.
Like the Ramones weren't too political. The Clash were, but it was the Clash and oh god, I can't think of their name. I can think of like 7 songs, but I can't.
Hmm.
Jello Bjorn is the singer. Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know. Would you consider Blink 182 punk?
No, they're like a punk
They're
pop, right?
pop
Pop
punk.
punk.
Yeah.
But is,
Yeah.
would you
They're
con?
they're like then you have like ska, which is another subgenre of punk.
Sure.
Um yeah. All right.
Anyway, Bad Brains. Who else?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm going Bad Brains, Epica,
I don't know
which
who that
is
is.
you don't
They
know
were
who
like
it
a
is?
symphonic, right?
Symphonic
Yeah,
metal
I know.
band.
Yep. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I know
They're
a little bit.
awesome. And I think the lead singer is Simone Simons or something like that. She's I think one of my favorite female singers. One of my favorite singers. Period. But she's insane. Red, you should check her out. You might dig it.
Okay.
Uh and then I was torn with this one, but I think I got to give it to Corn, even though I've seen them
Mm.
a bunch of times. But I absolutely love them. They put on an awesome show.
Yeah.
And then my last one is I gotta go with Iron Maiden for
Ooh.
the big theatric show.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Like
dope.
and yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's a nice lineup. Hell yeah.
What was yours, Angel?
What?
What was yours?
My lineup?
Yeah.
Oh, it was gonna be after the burial, before
Mm.
that guitar player died. Spirit Box,
Lincoln
then
Park.
Linkin Park,
Yep.
yeah, with Chester, and then Slipknot, but like '99,
Right.
them, when they first started out, like
Word.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't really have a time period for
Iron
Iron
Maiden.
Maiden either.
Oh, okay. So
And
anytime is
if I
good.
had it, probably now for the bigger show that they have.
Yeah.
And but with Corn, I never got to see Corn with Dave. So early Corn.
Oh, the drummer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
Okay.
So
forgot
I've
they
seen
switched
it.
drummers.
Yeah, I've seen with Fieldy, who is my favorite bass player of all time,
Yeah.
and I've seen them with Head and Monkey, and obviously Jonathan Davis. So I saw them, but I haven't. So I want to see early Corn. I would probably do right when they started getting big off of Follow the Leader.
I would want to see Korn after they dropped Untouchables, because then they started covering One by Metallica, and I
Mm.
love that version of One. I thought they did such a dope. Do you remember that in MTV Icon?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Oh my
Yeah.
god. I was like, I like that version more than the original, because I felt like they took it to a whole different place.
You know
That
who's
was
doing some really cool? Sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
that was a cool series they had. That
Hmm.
MTV Icons.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They should someone else should pick up something like that.
They should do that again, because that
That'd be.
was really dope.
Yeah.
Hearing
Yeah. They.
classics from different artists and
Yeah. Who
Yeah,
all
putting them
did shit?
and
It
together.
their
was. It
takes
was
on it.
like Corn. Who else covered? Somebody covered Nothing Else Matters. I can't remember who that was, but it was someone I wouldn't have expected. Maybe even Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit did Sanitarium.
Sanitarium. Yep, that's yep.
Snoop Dogg did Sad But True.
Did he? Yeah, yo.
You did
That
what?
I he I burnt that part out in my brain because I was just like, I don't know.
Sabatro.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was terrible. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I thought it was so dumb. I was like,
uh,
why?
Snoop Dogg is a goddamn national treasure, though. Who gives a fuck? Let him do it.
I mean, it's cool that he tried, but it was just like it's just part of that show where I just go take a bathroom break for a long time and then come back later
Go
and come
take a
back for the
shit.
blunt.
Yeah.
all right. But there is another band I would love to see, and it's Deftones.
Ah, segue. Segue
Yeah,
professionally done. Good
Aha!
job,
Shit!
Dan.
Look at that.
Yeah.
so proud of myself.
We giving him extra stickers at the end of class.
Nice, finally. Oh, all
All
right.
right.
So the album we reviewed was Deftones, White Pony, and all right, Angel, you got to help me with the first one because
All right,
I
with
yeah.
the
Okay.
well,
So
I'm gonna disappoint you because I don't know how to pronounce that either.
What
This
the
is a very
you,
weird. Even
you had it. You had it
Feet of
last week.
Sarah? Bet you it's Feet of Sarah.
Is that how you say it?
I think it's feticera. I think,
All
but
right.
I could be butchering it. I don't even know what
Sounded
the hell that
sounded
word
super
means.
Italian when you said that. Fetti
It
sera.
sounds more Italian. I wonder. Hold on, can I Google this real quick?
Fetti
Yeah.
sera pizzeria.
Because
Because
it
what
sounds.
you said it was Spanish, it didn't mean like witch or something.
Hold on. Um,
Oh, that would make sense
it's
lyrically,
Portuguese. It's
actually.
Portuguese, and it means sorceress. That's
Ooh.
why I don't. I don't.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I didn't know what the hell it was. Because we would say bruja. We wouldn't say, but that's more witch. It's not exactly a sorceress.
All
So
right.
So
But
it's
that
actually
yeah.
more awakening, not a sorceress. Excuse me, we're not talking about wizards. We're talking about a witch. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So how do you say it? Feticera?
I think I don't speak Portuguese, but
All
it
right.
goes
The
similar.
first song that starts with F.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
We'll go with that.
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine.
Let's call it fettuccine. Yeah, it's fettuccine.
No. No. All right. All right, Angel, go ahead. What do you got on this one?
So this song, I really what caught me was a drum pattern at the beginning. Because the beginning riff was kind of felt like your typical kind of like octave voicings, or he's doing something around those lines. But the drum, I just like just really sets the groove, and you're kind of just like, oh, banging your head already. So I guess the guitar, what he's doing was right for that, and then it just jumps in with this breathy voice like he does. Uh, then the beginning lyric, what was it? One of the first things he says, "The police stop chasing. I'm her cool new meat." So it sounds like I was getting like a action movie kind of vibe, kind of sort of thing. Especially with the groove of how it is. I could hear this on like a movie soundtrack almost. Uh, then another line says, "She touched the machine." There was a lot of like ambiguous, like weird wording on things, which he does a lot, anyways. This is something he does, but particularly with what he's doing here. Um, what else? What was it? What was the other word? I'm choking and gnawing on the ball just before I come to move back to the car. So I was like, oh, and that's right before the touch machine thing. At first, I thought, okay, was this like some sort of sadist and masochist kind of thing? Um, so yeah, it was painting a scene, even though I didn't know what the hell he was talking about or what the song is about. But yeah, it has a cool groove. It's like he's trying to put a certain visual that just made me think of just like a movie scene doing, like I cut up movie scenes with the best action parts that are crazy and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty much what I got out of the song. As far as the instrumentals, again, the drums is what stood out to me more. The guitars, it was kind of like your basic voicings and power chords and stuff. But the tone was right for it though. It did complement. It made the drums kind of pop out more. So, yeah, that's my take on fettuccine. So I'll pass it, I'll pass it to Kyle, Dan, whoever wants it.
Rad, what you got?
So, I know we're not talking about back to school, but I was really happy about the change of vocal style between Back to School and uh, Fitasera, because
Yeah.
this song is more what it's closer to what I think of when I think Deftones. I didn't really like the rapping. I mean, it's kind of that style of music. Nu metal does that, but I didn't like in Back to School where he's kind of doing that rap thing and it's all teen angsty. This felt closer to home to what I assume when I think of Deftones. And Angel, you touched on a couple of the lyrics that I was looking at as well. There's a couple themes on this album that I tried to string together to make sense, and I might just be full of shit in assuming this, but like he's got this estranged relationship with this woman, whoever this woman is, and we'll get into the second theme on the next song. But this one, that's I didn't know that means witch or sorceress or whatever, but that makes a lot of sense because this chick is definitely tying him up, throwing him in the back of a car, bringing him home, making him touch the machine, putting a ball gag in his mouth, and soon I'll let you go, soon I'll let you go. That's the repeated lyric over and over again. So this is a, a complicated, toxic relationship with this woman that he doesn't seem like he hates, but doesn't seem like he's having a great time either. But this is that breathy vocal, but like a lot of the more harsh, the screamy style that he does too, and I think that he does that well in this song.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
Cool.
and
interesting. I like how I didn't even know. Yeah, you're right. That's what pretty much what the song pretty much seems like. Because I focus more on the. I didn't look at the lyrics when I listened to this album. I just try to take it as it was. But that's really interesting. Because that reminds me of like certain people who are in certain relationship. They're toxic, but they can't seem to let go.
hmm
And when they do get into something more stable, more boring, and they're like subconsciously like attracted
chaos
to the
and yeah,
chaos and you know what I'm saying, like the girls who like the bad chicks, but they're like, but they can't stand them. But even though that's the only thing that really stimulates them, but they don't want to admit it because
right,
they're fucking toxic too. So it's interesting to hear a male from that perspective because usually the male is the one that's going to be that
right.
type, fit that type of stereotype or whatever. So
Yeah. I really dig this song. I think it's awesome. What the hell was that?
Want to say?
I forgot there's so many motorcycles in this freaking neighborhood, bro. I completely forgot about that. So many fucking assholes with fucking motorcycles. It's like I feel like in that episode of fucking in South Park, I
Oh.
might have to move inside. Yeah, it's just like they're cool. Motorcycles are cool, but just like they could be obnoxious too. So
So yeah, no, I think the way setting the tone for this album with that song, I think it was awesome. It was an awesome decision. Uh, it it is like the stereotypical type. Deftones has their formula is in there all over the place. The killer drums by Cave Cunningham. The uh really cool riffs, but nothing super technical, but just cool the way he does his voicings and stuff like that. It's kind of it's not as aggressive on this particular song, but you can see little spurts of it from Stefan. And then yeah, Chino's voice right here, and just the drive home bass, tying everything together beautifully. I mean, that's just Deftones in a nutshell. I thought it was really cool. I definitely got a weird vibe from it at first when I started breaking down the lyrics. I didn't know the song or the name of it meant sorcerer or whatever, but I could definitely I, I can definitely see it now. And yeah, I thought it was a cool song.
Yeah,
So the next one, Digital Bath. Angel.
okay, so digital bath. By the way, I'm using unmute for the motorcycles, so
got
I just can't do it on myself. So let's see how this goes.
it.
Okay, so I have it on mute, obviously, because you guys can hear me. You laughed
Yep.
at that.
Yeah.
Um, so the song "Digital Bat." See, this is what I like more of Deftones when I can hear what Chino is saying. It's a little bit less of that breathy. And not that I say I don't like it, I like it, but not an entirety of a song. I think that's one of the things that I caught on with myself of why I like certain songs versus other with Deftones. Deftones has an amazing, cool sound, very original. But when Chino, especially Chino, is just doing like the whole raspy, breathy thing, only that, I just get lost. And then if Stefan is using just one tone for the whole song, I just lose interest. But this song, uh, definitely is something that I would like to hear more from Deftones. I mean, I don't know, they probably could have done in the new albums. I don't really stay up with them, but at the beginning, it was just like this. It sounds like a really cool, chill, um, beginning. Again with a little bit of that drum work again. Seems like one of their patterns they do. And as soon as Chino comes in with this breathy thing, it seems like you're being submersed into something. You know, um, I do like the clean guitar part in this. It was very catchy. Doo doom, doo doom.
Da-dum,
Doo and it really,
dum. Yeah.
yeah, it really sets in the mood of compliments what Chino is doing.
Yep.
And I can hear what Chino's saying in this. There's a couple of lyrics here that I can draw. What is it? You make the water warm. Um, let's see. Make the water warm. Oh shoot, I forgot to write some more lyrics. I know there was more than that. Let's see. To see like your eyes do. We are downstairs where no one can see. New life breakaway tonight. I feel more tonight. You make the water warm. You taste foreign, and that's an interesting. That caught my attention because it's like when you first meet someone, um, taste is not a thing that comes up. At least it seems like
Well,
what he said.
depends.
It's like first impression. It's weird. You usually describe a person in terms of like your first impression in terms of what they do, stuff like that. But he started talking about. He said she makes it or whatever that person makes a water warm. Even the taste is foreign. I think that was an interesting way because of trying to like I guess depict somebody or whatever it is that he's talking about in this. And again, it goes with like the whole ambience of the song. Um, and then I wrote here 2 minutes and 50 seconds is the song. Let's see, water and digital. Yeah, now you start getting like these samples in there that mix natural sounds and digital sounds, and I think that's just kind of sort of complement the overall, feel of the song, digital bath or whatever. But I really felt it there, musically speaking. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this song. But this is something. This is more of the type of deftone sound that I like. That usually catches my attention. So yeah, so I'll pass it on to whoever wants it.
Red.
Yeah, I agree with Angel. I never really dove deep into Deftones, but what I have heard and what I have liked, I think this might have even been a single. This and probably changes off of this album. But
Yep.
this is what I think of when I think of Deftones, and I love this sound. The slower kind of ambient atmosphere that they make, and Chino with his kind of um, just under the surface vocal delivery and then exploding into that chorus. It's it's what I think of and what I appreciate about Deftones. And now, if every song was like this, I'd probably get bored of it. But I think I like this sound that they have the most. This is one of the three songs that I really like on this album. Um, so lyrically, this is where I try to start creating. I try to start forcing myself to see patterns in what they're doing here, and like lyrically for the album. So Angel, you said you make the water warm, you taste foreign. That's a really interesting uh, take that you had at like meeting this person, falling for this person, to, like someone that you meet is so magnetic and all that. But if that's what he's talking about, then this goes back to that girl that was in the other song, what that he was referencing. But also later in the song, the lyrics. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but the now I know you can see the chord break away. Tonight you breathed, then you stopped. I breathed, then dried you off. I Does like someone die, or was there like a birth, a stillborn, something that happened? Like fell in love with this girl, they had a kid, the umbilical cord breaks, or did she kill herself, or like what? Was that what it is, Dan? You're kind of nodding and shaking your head. Am I getting
So
close?
I heard, I think it was in an interview, talks about electrocuting someone in the bathtub,
Oh, okay.
and
So
I think it was like either a girl.
yeah, you make
It
that
was
makes sense.
reference
That
to
makes
like a
sense.
loved one, maybe, or something. I can't remember the
Okay.
whole thing, but that yeah,
So yeah,
about like dropping a like the old the toaster.
dropping the toaster in the bath or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
yeah.
damn, this song is not so chill then.
No, no.
Wow.
Oh, digital
I'm all like feeling like, oh yeah. It's like it's all
grooving,
like smooth. Like,
chilling.
Yeah.
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 I'm all thinking about he's thinking about like the cyber thing, computers and stuff like that. And
So
but
I'm
like
But
it
I'm
was
glad
not.
I'm glad you said that because actually death slash suicide was the other theme that I was kind of picking up throughout this album. A couple songs we'll talk about later, but yeah, it's good that you cleared that up. That actually makes more sense now lyrically. You make the water warm. Yeah, the fucking electricity running through it. Yeah, that make it pretty warm.
I thought she was pissing in the tub or something. Nah, not piss. It's electricity. It's a big difference.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that
yeah,
completely changes my feel for the song now. In a good way. Like it's
and
just different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you done, Red?
Yeah.
Or
Go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off.
Nope. You're
Oh,
good.
yeah. This was. I love this song. That drum in the beginning. Cabe, you the fucking man again. Uh, yeah. It's sexual and disturbing at the same time.
Mm,
You don't know like that groove to it with the bass line carrying through and stuff. It's very sexual instrumentally, but then lyrically, yeah, it's disturbing.
yeah.
It's a cool contrast
Right.
how they pulled it off and how especially how popular that song is. I really dig this song. I think it's awesome. Uh, yeah, it might be up there as one of my favorite songs on this album.
Yeah.
Top top three, four, top three. I'll say top three for sure. And yeah, it's I love this style of song that they do. There's a ton on their albums. There's a few on this album, but on other albums they always kind of carry this that big ambience. The It's crazy how big they make themselves feel when there's only uh one guitar player, one bass player, one drummer, and like a DJ, and then one singer. It's crazy how big they sound. They sound really big, like uh like Slipknot or something like that. It's really awesome, and I that writing style. It's not easy. It's pretty hard to do that. So I give them a lot of respect for that.
Yeah. And even like how I don't want to say simple, but how kind of stripped down this song is. It fills a lot of space. Totally.
Yeah, that's what.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
and it's hard. It is hard, especially for like, sorry,
Nope.
especially for like, uh, for a lot of guitar players and stuff, particularly, or even a lot of singers, because those are always in the metal world. Those are the two like always fighting for who's gonna shine the most, so to speak.
Sure. The
And
singer and guitar player. Yeah.
huh?
The singer and the guitar player. You mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the rhythm section, we'll kind of get our little shines here or there, and we kind of understand our roles. But
Right.
given that you have a really good guitar player in Stefan, and then a really interesting, cool vocalist in Chino, I think is it shows a lot to them of where they're willing to pull back more for the song. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of just being like, oh, it needs another solo, or no, I need to sound bigger or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I need to be. They're
Just
like, no,
just
no, no.
gonna cut the bass out and do it injustice for all style.
Yeah, fuck that. She was the shit, dude. He was awesome. You can get in this song in particular, the bass on the song. She
Yeah,
locked it in for sure. Again, she is just that perfect. He knows where to fill space, you know,
you're right.
which is awesome, but still keep the rhythm and the vibe going. So that's awesome, and you
Yeah,
hear it
and
a lot.
a song like this definitely lends itself to a bass being able to carry a lot more of that rhythm too, where
Yeah,
there's more space to be filled by an instrument like that
yeah.
and to be carried, you know.
So like to your point with a song that's so kind of simple but still sounds so big.
Yep.
That's just awesome on a writing perspective only. Like obviously, yeah, as a listener, but looking at it from them writing this,
Yeah.
that's that's crazy. And then also to whoever was producing on this record or this track in particular, mixing it too. That
Yeah.
they nailed it. This song's sick.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next up is Elite. Unmute yourself.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so with this song, going right back to the more of the screamy, more like raspy approach. It's funny every time I hear Deftone like this, which is like the majority of like the early stuff, it makes me think of like it's perfect like skater music kind of thing. Um,
Yeah,
I
me
see
too.
the what are they, the Dickies short, like the short shorts, like the long shorts,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
skater shorts kind of
90s
shit.
Cal skaters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, exactly.
This song though, vocally, he starts using I don't know if it's called a Vox or like the thing make your voice sound like a computer
It's like
almost
a
or more
modulator
natural.
almost kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's using that in this. I was like, oh, here's a little different, something different way he's doing with the voice. And it sounds like he's cupping the mic too a little bit in some of these parts. That's some like a signature thing he does. Um, the stuff that caught my attention as far as lyrics is when you're ripe, you're bleeding out of control. When you're, and I think that's when he's using part of the effect, using that vocal effect in in some of this part. Well, not like the whole thing, but I think halfway through it or something like that in the song. Um, yeah, it got a more garage feel. I wrote that in here. I was like, it felt more like something more like stripped down. Um, and the last line that I wrote in here that I like was, "You're into depression because it matches your eyes." I really like that line.
Hmm.
You're into depression because it matches your eyes. It's kind of, I wonder if he's talking about like the person who always like indulges in self pity kind of thing, maybe, or like the girl that it's very vulnerable, weak, but maybe the type that kind of uses it to her advantage, that kind of thing. The narcissistic victim or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. What I got for this song. What do you
Yeah.
think, Kyle?
Yeah, this is one that I didn't have much for. Vocally, I don't know how I feel about that modulated style of vocal. It's cool. It's a cool added effect. I think it was kind of overdone throughout the album. If I'm remembering right, I think it was done a lot, and I'm sure it was done on Digital Bath, but it didn't seem as blatant. I don't know. You could kind of hear Chino more, and it was just more like a reverb effect. This is like this is like a fucking staticky kind of effect, I think, and I don't really know how I felt about that. It works on the harshes, but if you try to do anything other than a harsh, it kind of, I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I could see people being into it. It just wasn't my thing. I like what he did with Digital Bath more, and even Fita Sera with his with harshes on there. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but um,
No, I think you're making a good point. Like, I forgot that it was used in the other parts of the album, but this one was more pronounced with it.
yeah,
Um, but I can't help it. Every time I hear that, I always associate it to Daft Punk.
sure.
It's like, no one, and in my head, I'm like, this is Daft Punk stuff. You don't touch this. You leave this for Daft Punk. Like, you ain't got no business,
I didn't know you
Basically.
were that big of a fan of Daft Punk.
No, I'm not. I'm
You
just
got very protective of them, though. How dare you?
How dare you? Daft Punk invented it, even if I'm wrong.
It's not for
Pretty sure
you.
you're wrong. I'm pretty
Not
sure
for you.
Deftones was before Daft Punk. But who am I?
Meh.
Yeah, who are you? But I hate him. Um,
I could be wrong. I don't know.
no, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't
I,
know either.
I wrote down those same two lyrics that you did, Angel. You're into depression because it matches your eyes. I didn't put much thought into what it means. I just thought it was a cool line, but you might be right. That self-indulgence kind of thing, like constantly being the victim and needing somebody to come to your rescue and kind of getting
Yeah.
off on that feel. And then when you're ripe, you'll bleed. What is it? You'll bleed out of control. I was like, is he talking about having sex with a virgin? Is that just kind of like the basic thing of that? What are we doing? The
He
core of
does
it.
write very kind of ambiguous. He leaves it up to the listener to
Yeah,
interpret a lot.
which is
So
good.
yeah, uh, Elite. This is kind of a throwback to their early like adrenaline era. It's very jumpy, heavy song. It's cool. I dig it. It's
That's right. That was the other thing I wanted to say. The riff, all I could think about the first time I heard it was booty pop and drop the booty, booty pop and drop the booty, booty pop and drop the booty, booty dropping, booty pop and drop the booty, booty. It's like so yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I had to mention that.
Shoot, somebody wants to listen to some sexy red.
Booty pop and drop the booty, booty
Don't
pop and
make
drop the
me. Don't
booty,
make me suggest that Hood Prince
how dare
album.
you? How
dropping
dare you?
booty.
We're talking about
Shoot.
tones. Show some respect, assholes.
Hey, twerking ain't easy, man. It's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot harder than you think.
Yo, I
So,
tried.
all right, yeah,
Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
it's kind of like their version of like this is the type of song you can get into a mosh pit too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, so it's cool. It breaks it up so it's not all the same, which I dig. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Different tone, different vibes for different songs.
yeah, all right. RX Queen Angel.
You're muted, bud. There you go.
Yeah.
Whoops. All right. That's a motorcycle button. Um.
That's
So.
what we'll say from now on. Instead of unmute yourself, we'll just say motorcycle button.
I'll just go
Oh,
like this.
that's
Rum
right.
rum rum.
Yeah, do that. And then I'll do it. Oh, that's right. There's no rum around.
I'm supposed to talk.
All right. So again, the beginning of this very strong drum pattern, and it's now that I'm noticed, trying to catch on up. That's one of the things I'm noticing now. Like they really start off with a really strong pattern to set the mood. Usually you'll do guitars, sounds, strings. Um, it's very interesting that they do this. That setting the tone with drums. I can't think of. It doesn't happen often with a lot of bands and albums and stuff. But this one is setting a
They,
tone. Yeah.
they do they start off with guitar a lot too. So it's
Mhm.
either drums or guitar.
Right. This song again, it sets in a very cool sort of like a very mellow but like mysterious, dissonant kind of thing. Um, I think I like the work between the drum and bass. That's another thing. They had a bass player.
Yeah, chi.
Oh shoot, yeah. Look at that. Um,
Why?
I thought they
Why?
were a trio. I thought they were a trio for the longest time, but I kept forgetting. I thought they probably just added in a bass line or whatever, but yeah, whatever. Like I said, I never got into Deftones like that. But I like the guitar bass drum work in this. Very mellow song. Um, actually, none of the lyrics really stood out to me. I kind of just like listening this as far as like what it sounds like. Very laid back, very like ominous feeling. There's certain little samples. I think it's in 2 minutes, around 2 minutes into the song, you hear these little chirping thing for. It made me. I thought that a sample. I thought that sound was probably like when guitar players like they mess with the top part of the behind the nut
Oh
Yeah.
with
yeah.
a bucket. I think that's what he was doing with that, with like, but just really reverberated. So that was cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This song didn't do a lot for me, so I'll pass it on to Red.
Okay. I like that opening drum pattern too, and I like that riff It's almost got a western feel to it, like bow dong bow dong. You're like out in the Wild West, out in fucking
Yeah,
whatever,
Uh,
riding horses with your girl, with your cowboy, cowpoke,
a white
um,
pony maybe.
white pony. Um, so this one
maybe.
maybe could be. This one was another like lyrically was another like me and my girl kind of thing. It's almost me and my girl against the world. We'll what is it? We'll go to the moon or some shit like that. We'll and
Yeah.
build a fire. Um, we'll stop to rest on the moon. We'll make a fire. I'll steal a carcass for you and feed off the virus. So it's still kind of dark and it's got that. It's probably I'm relating it to that same girl in Fitaseta, but there's that running theme again. Like him and his girl against the world. Um, in the chorus, of course, you're my girl, and that's all right. But also, if you sting me, I won't mind. That's another thing. This dysfunctional relationship with this girl, but he's totally committed to her, loves her, and probably should get the fuck out, but can't.
Chino's a
Sort of
bitch.
thing. Chino's a low bitch.
Yo, he's a bitch, yo. Sheesh, man. Play the game right. No, sir. Been a bitch many a time, so I can't be
Aw,
tough.
aw.
Been anti-player completely. I feel that's why we like Kid Cudi.
Yeah. Why big bro
Yeah,
take all the
Wes.
hot bitches?
99 problems.
And they all
All of them
bitches.
bitches. All of them bitches. No, sir.
um,
All right, keep going. My bad.
no, you're good. I liked his vocal style here. I think there might have been some effect on his voice, but very little, if any. So it's very much just his voice without the modulated, effecty kind of stuff. But it's still got that slowed down pace, especially in the verse. Yeah, it's a good song. I like it.
Uh, yeah, the song was cool. I like the build up in the beginning, but I kind of lost interest on this one. It just didn't really hold up as well as the other songs do. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's a terrible song. It's just, eh, it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's all right. It's not really my favorite, but I did love the drum again on this song throughout. Just, dude,
And it has a cool
Davis.
title. It's a cool title. RX Queen. That's a pretty cool title for a song. But kind of wish it was more to it. I don't know.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe his girl is his drug supplier. That's what I kind of took from it.
Oh, sure. That could
Mm.
be.
I don't
Or
know.
she's like a drug in itself.
Oh,
It's a
that too.
high,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
a
yep, yep,
low.
yep.
So maybe this is like to reflect the lows, like, I don't know. But maybe it was intentional to make the song like that, to go keep going with that title. Because I didn't even, until you guys are talking about it, I didn't realize this. He keeps talking about a girl and it's this whole girl thing, toxic
yeah.
relationship. It makes more sense now. So yeah.
I mean, the title should have gave that one away.
Yeah, but I'm stupid. So there you go.
No, no, no.
I was
We love you.
I was just over focused with the instrumental. That's what it was. Like I let the lyrics go over my
Yeah, I
head.
thought the instrumentals on this one was kind of a little underwhelming. Like it
Yeah.
was a cool guitar tone, like Rad said. It was kind of like that country guitar feel, and it had a really
Dong,
cool
dong,
drum
bang,
pattern.
dong.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it was just, it's all right. It's not.
Yeah.
I've heard way worse, but I've heard way better
It's
too.
like Steven found Stefan, that's the guitar player.
Yeah,
It's like
Steph.
Stefan just found out the pentatonic scale. That's
Yeah,
every
it's
time
just
a guitar player figures out the pentatonic scale, they always
Oh, guys, I have
get
an
in,
idea. Like,
yeah, they'll beat it
like
to death.
it
It's like a whole new world to them in a very simplistic way, and it's like, and I've even been in that phase. So, because to me, Steph, I don't know anything about the guitar player other than he gets high a lot and writes riffs. But the feel I get is that he's
who's
not.
that? Who's that? Who's that remind you of? Angel?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. Which is it makes me a little envious because it's like, damn, I don't think he like put a lot of effort into learning the guitar. I think he was just one of those dudes that just picked it up and played it because just for the fuck of it, which is fine. It's whatever, you know. And but the thing is that like he just right place, right time, right people, got famous, and you know, it's like you can get away with just doing very simple stuff most of the time, and not trying to dog it too much, but at the same time, like you know, it's like he compensated with using a lot of different tones. So he got creative in a different way. He focused more on the tone. He focused on what is right for the song, lay low in the right way, but still give it that power. Like in the other songs where the guitars do sound really big and a big, give it that wall of sound sort of feel kind of thing. So it's very interesting what he does with simple riffing and stuff. But
See, I don't
um,
know much about his chops as far as like that. Like, I don't know if he's really big soloer or whatever. But I don't think like someone like that with that style would suit this band well at all.
no, no, no. So that's what I'm saying is like right time, right people, right, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I think. I give so much credit for that because like I was saying before, they were able to create such a huge sound in such a kind of simplistic way.
Yeah, because I've looked up. I tried learning some songs from them, like not anything from this album, but like Diamond Eyes, um,
Great.
Rocket Skates, I think it's called
Yeah.
Skate Rockets, something like that.
Dope. No, rocket skates.
Yeah, yeah,
Dope.
yeah, yeah. Dope song, but it's just hammer on, and then jump in,
Yeah.
and very simple stuff, and a lot of like octave work. That's it,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can, and then I remember when I was trying to learn those songs, like this guy, I don't think this guy know what a scale is because he was he was jumping around. I'm like, why did he do that? I didn't go. Oh wait, it goes with the. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So it was
Yeah.
just like, so yeah, it's cool that he made it work with the little that he knows. I think I don't know. It could be that we could look up a video and he's actually a shredder. He just chose to just do it this way. I
No,
don't know.
I mean, I'm sure he has some chops to him, but I just think with what Deftones is, it's just
It's just right.
they're a
It's right.
band that definitely has a sound.
Yeah,
You know how like every band says, "Oh, we're trying to find our sound." Like Deftones is a sound.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and if you had anything else, it wouldn't be Deftones.
Nope. Mm-mm.
So, all
Yeah.
right. So next up is Street Carp.
All right, Street Carp. Let's see what I got. I like the first thing I think the guitar the song starts off with like this lo-fi um effect. It's really cool. I like it when guitar players use that effect. The last one off the top of my head that I liked was when actually Monkey from Korn used it, and I did my time
Yeah,
off the that I can think of right now. So that was pretty cool. That caught my attention with as far as the guitars. Um, the lyrics. Is it was this part of the chorus? I wasn't sure what part of the song, but he says, "Here's my new address, 615. I can't remember." That was a little that was interesting, catchy in a way. Like and I think he switched up the numbers too as he went, which goes with the whole like forgetful thing or whatever. Um, what else? One of the lyrics that caught my attention too was you're that girl with sharp teeth who grabs the walls. That's uh that's cool. That goes with the title of the song, Street Carp. Like I don't know, it creates a very aggressive visual. Like maybe like the more side of a woman that's I guess you could say territorial in a sense because it could be in different ways to a man. So again, with the whole girl theme, he goes back to that. Let's see. I'm kind of just like playing the song in my ear as we as
Mm.
we go. Oh, near a minute and 40 seconds into it, he does this thing with his vocals, and I know I heard it before. He does this little kind of like play with the. Did you get it? Get it? It's I wonder if he. It's like a hip. Yeah,
Yeah.
feels like a hip hop, very percussive thing that he's doing with his vocals, a percussive approach. But it sounds like a hip hop thing, almost like he's mimicking like a DJ sound, almost kind of thing, without trying to drop a verse or like a rap verse or anything. So that was cool. Blending those, and you could tell that he's very influenced with hip hop by doing that and trying to blend it with. with rock and this field of music. Um, uh, let's see what else at the end. Was it take it home? Fuck it. Wait, oh, that's the part where he's doing the part, whatever. I wonder. One question I was wondering. I wonder if there's a hidden meaning with the numbers. If that means anything, because I think in the last verse he says 665 instead of 615 like he did in the beginning. So I didn't I didn't like research or anything like that to try to see. I was just wondering if you guys
Ouch.
kind of noticed that with the lyrics. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I got for Street Carp.
This is the part of the album where I start to get tired. I start to lose interest. The vocal effect uh, starts to wear on me a little bit here. It's not overbearing in the song itself. It's just that I've heard it so many times now throughout the album, and I'm just kind of, eh, I don't know. And even that chorus that you mentioned, Angel, it's probably intentional, but it feels lazy. It's like, uh, I forget. It's like you kind of maybe it's creative and clever, but it feels kind of just it feels lazy. I guess I don't know, but
I mean, I feel like that about most of the stuff he does in this album vocally,
mm,
but with these words, it kind of caught my attention. It's like, oh yeah, that lyric goes with the way he is, very kind of as if he
sure.
just downed some rubber tussin or some shit. Um,
Now
yeah.
speaking
So
of that, lyrically, I was looking this up when we were talking about the previous song, just to try to refresh myself a little bit. I am, I think, is this about like some drug dealer, like going to pick up your drugs, and you're that girl with the sharp teeth? Maybe this chick is his drug dealer. Now take the evidence, go home and run with it. Take the evidence, go home and fuck with it. Like here's the address keeps changing. He's going to pick up drugs. He's street carp, right?
hmm,
Maybe is this a drug
yeah.
song? You're
Oh
that girl
no,
with gold teeth.
because all I can think of is carp as a fish.
Yeah.
Carp is a fish, but maybe
That's
street. Maybe back in the day, street
I got
carp was.
lost. This was a song I got lost a little bit on,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, me too. And even the now right, Angel, you're talking about that kind of vocal section, but lyrically, it's like now write it. Talking about the address. Now write it down. Did you get it? Get it. Write it down. Did you get it? Now did you get it? Write it down. Like this frantic, like almost like an addict would be. Did you get it? Did you get it? Write it down. Write it down.
Oh
Write it
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you get it? Did you
yeah,
get
yeah,
it?
yeah. I forgot about
You know.
that. I forgot about that part in the song. Yep.
So that's kind of what I took out of this. The song as a whole, it's kind of whatever to me. But lyrically, I tried to pull something out of it. Tried to make it something.
yeah.
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 Uh, I really like the intro, like Angel said, the guitar tone. I thought it was kind of a standout on the song. It's just kind of a fun, heavy kind of dance type song. Uh, but it's really my not really my thing. Like Rad said, I do agree with him. By this point, it's like, all right, like, uh, all right,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, I would mix up some of the track listings. I would move a couple tracks around to make the flow of the album better.
Yeah.
Like I would put this in play. I would move things around. This
May
is where it starts to get a little stagnant
yeah. Maybe
for
this
me.
could have been closer to the front of the album, like song number 2 maybe to kind of keep that energy that
No, because
at the very
I
start, you
really
know?
like the first three songs,
Yeah.
and even the first four songs.
Yeah.
But it needed something to break it up. It needed, this is kind of going ahead. But even if you put like Knife Party in its place, where it has a different type of and it's
Right.
the lyrics are more clean, and I don't know, but I would almost put like Changes there or Passenger.
Yeah.
Not a fan of those two songs right next to each other.
No, of Passenger and Changes.
Yeah,
I think you're probably right.
they should have been broken up like they did with Digital Bath. So it's heavy and fast,
I was just thinking that passenger
slow.
should come a little sooner.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
like put Passenger in place, and then the flow of the album would have felt better.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, and I thought you guys probably would disagree. with Passenger coming in sooner. But yeah,
I don't know why they left Passenger that low, but
maybe they wanted to put something more interesting towards the end of the album, maybe to kind of just try to
I
put
mean it's
spread their
funny.
best songs around in the album, maybe.
Like my favorite songs on the album are the beginning and then the end.
Yeah, yeah. Everything in the middle is kind of just
And then like yeah, like
nebulous.
RX Queen. It's a cool song. If it comes on the radio, I'll listen to it, but I'm not gonna go
Eh,
put. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Streetcar and the next song, Teenager. What you guys got?
So I this wow the change this song completely different from everything else, and it feels more like an interlude than really a whole song.
mm,
Mm,
I know they do that a lot in hip hop music, put like interludes or something like that. Lo-fi, that whole genre of music. This sounds like it's like a lo-fi track. Very laid back, a lot of different kinds of samples adding to the atmosphere. I'm sure that they put a lot of work into that, because doing tracks like these, messing around with samples, putting it in the right places and stuff like that. And then for the guitar, it's just like this acoustic, doom, 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 whatever he's doing there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Um, he's playing full chords for once. There you go.
mm.
He's actually playing like more than just three voicings and two voicings. Nice. He must have looked up YouTube 101 guitar playing 101. I was like, oh shit, I could play more than just C and G. All right. It's just more than just playing voices and power chords, or just one liners and stuff. Like when you play a chord, there's a lot going on, even in something as basic as an A minor, especially in the guitar where you have like, if you bring it all out, you got different registries of the same notes, the thirds and the fifth, in different parts, and then just one switch of a finger when a lot of like full players do. Yeah, I saw you do that before, Kyle. You throw in that little ding ding ding, and right there you're
hmm
throwing in the seventh, and now that's adding another color. And you even know you're doing it. So, but yeah, but he looks like he's messing around with that type of thing, arpeggiation, um, messing around with arpeggiation in this sample, and it goes well with it. There's certain things I can appreciate this track. And then the first lines, I climbed your arms, then you pulled away. New cavity moved in my heart today. I was like, oh, that's really cool, poetic. It kind of like it's cool, but it kind of reminds me like a high schooler writing a poem for the first time at the same time.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but new cavity moved in my heart today. That's
Mm.
that's still pretty clever though. Like I wonder if
hmm
that's like a good thing or a bad thing. It sounds like a bittersweet thing
A
when you
cat,
fall in love with somebody.
yeah. A cavity is like a hole, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So new cavity. I don't know. I haven't deciphered it, but I know that's what I got from it. Um, what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't got anything else, so I'll pass it off.
Dan, I liked what you were saying on the last song about needing something to kind of break up.
Mm.
If they would have switched this song and Street Carp, that might have been a better placement.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I was just thinking that too. I
yeah,
was like, oh, they could have even just switched these two.
right. It might have just helped with the flow of the album a little bit, but
Yeah.
um, definitely a different. It's even different than Digital Bath and Change. It's got its own kind of slower,
Mm.
it's like somber feel to it, but I don't know. It's got a unique sound to it to anything else on the album, so I appreciate that. It's just not. It's just not big and like it's intentionally kind of subtle, but
Yeah.
because of that, it's hard to like for me to listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. I think there's potential there. This might be one that like if I gave it more time or gave it more tries, more chances, probably grow on me. It's just not there yet. Um, I agree with you, Angel. Lyrically, it is kind of basic, but probably intentionally so. To me, this is either about breaking up with a girl or a girl that died. I think it's one of the two. Um, climbed in your arms, you pulled away. New cavity moved into my heart. The more she sings, the more it seems now that I'm through with the new you. So that makes me think more it's breaking up with a girl. People change over time. And, you might fall in love with someone and then they turn into somebody else a couple years later, and it's not the same person that you fell in love with. You grew in different ways. You grew apart from each other. Then I don't really like the new you the way that I like the old you, or at least the new me doesn't like the new you the way that the old me loved the old you. that sort of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what I got for it.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Like you said, I you could switch this with
Hmm.
Street Cart and it might flow better as an album as a whole.
I think so.
I don't hate it. To me, it kind of felt like they were experimenting a little bit on this track, just trying something different, which I'm fine with. Uh, it's an all right song. I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. You know,
Mm.
kind of where the last couple songs have been. Like, all right, cool. And
Yeah,
on to the next one, which is Knife Party.
Oh yeah, Knife Party. Um, Actually, you know the title. I just noticed that the title is abbreviated PRTY. You know,
knife pretty.
I, yeah, because it's like the reason why that's sticking out to me is like as technology got more involved in our lives, it affects everything. It affects our language, our
Hmm.
speech, LOL, stuff like that, and that's one of the things that I don't know. That's not that to me is that's deep. That's it goes into the whole idea of semantics and how language changes over time. That's a perfect little microcosm example of something influencing language, and so that was pretty cool. I just noticed that just now.
Yeah. Hmm.
So okay, so I think my notes. The first thing I put was lyrics first. I didn't even like put anything with the music. It says my knife is sharp and chrome. Come see inside my bones. I was like, that's a freaking nice, interesting line right there. I like that. My knife is sharp and chrome. Come inside, see inside my bones. It's almost like serial killer like, um, but can't help but think it's not really like that blatant. It's definitely metaphorical for something. Perhaps the stripping down of a person by killing their identity. Or I'm just like riffing, like some sort of psychological identity thing going on here, maybe.
Yeah,
Um, 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the song. There's something that stood out to me, and you guys probably noticed this. I think are they using the theremin? It sounds like a kind of weird sounding kind of thing. If you're playing the track, Kyle, if you go to 330, uh, this
Uh,
it's like a
hold on. I gotta figure out
it'll
how to
yeah
mute
go
myself to
exactly
do
to
this.
330. You'll know what I'm talking about.
are you talking about the harmonies, the female vocal?
Yeah, but not just that, but it sounds like it almost resembles something like a theremin. So I don't know if they put that underneath the
Oh,
layering of the voice or something. Like it felt like it just wasn't just the girl or the vocals doing it. I feel like something was given that effect. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me just
It's it's possible. I didn't. It's not a thought that I had, but you might be right. Maybe you have a better ear for that. Than, I thought it was just the chick. I call that the Pink Floyd chick.
the Pink Floyd
it's
chick.
very sexist of you calling her a chick like that. For
Fine,
shame.
Whoa, do you
fine.
see what
For
they're
The
doing to my boy
shame.
Tino though? Yeah,
is it
fuck my
actually
man.
Chino? It sounds like fucking like
No, no,
that
no.
Pink Floyd shit.
No. They harmonize.
Oh, then
Have
it's a
harmonies on this
fine.
song.
Then that
It
that
is a female.
that
It
Pink
is a female.
Floyd babe, that Pink Floyd sloot,
Oh, you know
huh?
what?
Yep.
Now that I'm re-listening to
All
it,
the above are still sexist, by the way.
Hot. That's
it
hot as
sounds like a
shit.
lot like if
I
you take
don't care, but
Go ahead, Angel. Sorry.
now that you're saying that, did you just say pick scrape? Did somebody say pick scrape? No.
Pick
no.
straight? No, I said Pink Floyd.
Oh, all right, never mind.
But that made you think of a pick scrape? It could be.
I don't. It's because when
Oh.
you take a pick scrape, but if you do it on the frets themselves, not just like just going up.
Yeah,
I'm saying like when you actually press down onto the fret
yeah.
and go like that, that sounds a
Oh.
lot like it. So it might not be that theremin that I was thinking. Maybe it was just him putting the pick down and just wiggling going up, and it'll sound just like that
That
along with
could
the
be.
female vocals.
Hmm.
That's really cool. That's a cool little fucking thing. If that's what they're doing, I don't know, but it really sounds like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I got from Knife Party. So
This is the one of the songs that it might be number 4 that I really like on this album. It's not quite as strong as the other 3 that I like, but it's the stronger song in the middle of the album for sure. I think for me. Um, and I can't tell looking lyrically at this if it's like these two people or these a couple people that are like out killing people together, or if it like I think it's a couple because he says, now get your knife, now lay down, now kiss me.
Hmm.
But I can't. the other part of me wants to say that this is like a suicide pact kind of thing. I could float here forever kind of thing. That's almost like, yeah, you when you die, you're dead forever, right? I could you're float here forever. I don't
or
know.
That's
the or the influence of
that's
drugs.
really interesting you say that
Yeah.
because
I
that's not my interpretation of it.
the repetition of the word anemic, the fact that it's heavy on the knife imagery, and like
Mm.
you're still after you like we could float here forever, like almost still lay down and kiss me, like the two lovers that maybe have like a suicide pact or whatever, something like that. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but um, I know I called it the Pink Floyd chick, but I did find that interesting. It's hard. They're not the first band or the only band to do this, but it is still relatively rare. But it's
Mhm.
a little bit of a chance when you take this kind of a cappella vocal, kind of free form female vocal approach where it's not even really saying anything, it's just sounds, and
Yeah,
try to fit that into a song without it sounding abrasive. This got right on the edge with it, but I think that's kind of where you want to be if you're doing something like that. Is
Es-
right on the edge of being almost too much and then pulling back a little
especially
bit.
especially with this song,
Yeah,
how it's already kind of it's a little frantic, and then you're adding this whole new section to it on
right,
top.
right.
It's like, whoa, we're all right.
So that's all
Uh,
I got for it. Go ahead, Dan.
it's funny you were saying your what'd you say about that part where he says I can float here forever?
Like if it's got anything to do with death or suicide, it's like when you're dead, you're like that forever.
Yeah.
You're in that one place forever. Yeah.
See, to me, I took that as whatever state he's in like a state of bliss. Like he
Mm,
can stay in this, like when you're happy or when you're when you're in a state of bliss, you feel like you're floating.
sure.
You
Oh,
know?
also like talking about it. I'm sorry to cut you off or go back, but uh,
No, that's
with this song, there is more of like a theme of he's with someone else, either with a group of people or maybe with the girl that's been present in all these other songs. Now lay
yeah,
down and kiss me, right? Anyway, okay, go ahead.
yeah. Uh,
But I took it as if it's a suicide pact, get your knife. We'll each do it ourselves, and then we'll lay down and kiss me, kiss goodbye. I can lay here
I
forever,
I don't think.
right?
See, I took it as like they were like a couple going off on a killing spree,
That could be too. Yeah,
and like that high is that they get from killing people
I could see
is
that.
that
Yeah,
that's that place that he wants to stay. I could float here forever.
yeah. It's a dark ass song.
It
It's
is.
interesting how they throw in the word anemic, because
Yeah,
like anemic is like low
heavy
blood
bleeding.
cell count.
If you're
Well,
anemic and you get cut, you bleed all over because your blood is so thin.
yeah, and but it's also low blood cells, so there's symptoms to that, like fatigue,
Oh,
tiredness, floatiness, and kind of like a
oh,
so not just the victim feeling that, but the perpetrator as well.
sure.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how they twisted the anemic word into all of this.
Yeah,
But like again, I don't really go too deep into his lyrics. I like to look for like those type of word plays when Chino writes because again he he intentionally writes uh, to a point where it's up for interpretation. So
Oh, there's a word for this. There's a phrase. It's called putting unintentional fallacies. It's if you that when I
oh
took
man,
like English classes, one of the
yeah,
teachers said that is like unintentional fallacies. Is when somebody writes something, and at the time when I was taking that class, she was talking more about parables in the Bible and stuff, and religious writings. They
yeah,
purposely write more abstract words than solid words like a cat, dog, whatever. They'll say more words that are more ambiguous,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
like
And he definitely does that. And so a lot of times when it comes to the lyrics, I don't. Well, I don't do it in general, but I'm definitely not going to do it someone who intentionally writes ambiguously. You know what I mean?
the good thing about that I like about writing with unintentional fallacies ambiguous. the words become more of a mirror, and if you don't put an interpretation for the person, you start revealing what the people are thinking and their line of thinking
Yeah.
and processing. So you
Yeah.
put this line to anybody, and if they interpret some way, it's going to reveal what they're thinking in the moment, and perhaps possibly like be able to decipher certain things about that person's character. So it's very smart.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I really don't try to decipher his lyrics too much. Like I don't try to say what was he thinking. I
Mhm.
do it more of just like a, oh, this is what I think it means. You know what I mean? I love the harmonies section in it. I thought it was just cool, something different. We're
Yeah.
about the middle of the way towards the end of the middle of the album, so it's cool to get something different here. And yeah, I like the song. I dug it. That's another one I would listen to again. Uh, Passengers.
Korea.
Oh right, no, I screwed up. See, I took notes this time.
Hey, there you go. Good.
I fucked up my notes, and I did fix it. Yeah, Korea. My fault.
There you good. Angel, you're muted.
Rum rum
Rum rum rum
rum
rum
rum
rum
Oh,
rum
well,
rum rum.
no, there was literally a motorcycle too.
Really?
I was like, come on, motorcycle,
Come
drive
on,
by
man.
already. Oh my god. The song starts off with this like it almost reminds me of like a movie when you first watch a movie, like back in the maybe I guess more like late '90s, has like a like that sound, that droning, rising sound. It reminds
Okay.
me of like an opening of like how they would do that with I can't remember the movie production, but I know they did it in a lot of those movies. Has a cool there's a the guitar sounds very bassy in this, a lot more thicker.
rum rum rum
Rum
rum.
rum rum.
Just when I had a flow going.
Motherfucker.
Fucking Smithfield and their motorcycles. A lot of midlife crisis going around here. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, one more time. Korea. Again, the song starts off.
Yo,
I'm gonna have to.
you don't have to do the whole thing over again.
Okay, like,
Unless
I
you
kind of like how that. Okay, yeah, yeah, keep that in there. That was pretty funny. All right. So I don't have much in this really. It's just like I like the intro, the way it started, but then again, um, kind of felt like that same old Deftone drony riffy thing going, cool drums, uh, thing happening in this track. But that first, I did like in the beginning riff. He does have like a bounce, like dun dun go dun go dun dun dun. So that's pretty cool. It sounds like one of those one-liners that he does. Um, what else? Uh, I wrote as far as lyrics is, I can taste you much better. Oh shit, you went back to that again. And I came in. I came to in feathers. I taste you much better. And I came into in feathers. Sounds almost like divine, almost sounding like I thought of like an angel,
huh.
something like that. And again, mix the whole mixing with the senses, tasting somebody, stuff like that. Um, that's pretty much it. I don't know. This one kind of just didn't. This is one of those tracks where I kept having to rewind back, where I might try to find something
Hmm.
that wasn't already heard previously in the album. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'll pass at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Angel. Like just musically, sonically, vocally, kind of. I just didn't really catch me. It's that I don't want to say standard kind of new metal feel like musically, but it did feel very much just like that bouncy power chord with like the weird like effect kind of shit that's kind of overdone in that era of music. And where Chino typically tends to shift that sound with his unique style of vocal. In this song, I just didn't think it was there. It was just kind of this like over the top screaming, and even the chorus was like I couldn't pick out what the fuck was going on in terms of lyrically the theme of it. The best I can do is maybe he's talking about fucking some hooker or fucking that girl. Like nighttime cavity. I could picture that being a reference to a vagina or like like a hole in the wall kind of like seedy establishment that you're going into. Downtown pony makes me think of a streetwalker. Yeah. Work your pitch. I'm assuming I don't like you're trying to convince some girl to come have sex with you. You're working your pitch on her. Um, I woke up in feathers. That's like makes me think of like a pillow that was like maybe torn apart or something. Like woke up in this fucking bed full of pillows and shit or feathers and shit. What did I do last night? Daytime dancer. That another reference maybe to like a stripper or just some girl that he's trying to hook up with. It didn't. It kind of felt I don't know sporadic and kind of just basic to me. I guess it's not the strongest part of the album in my opinion. Not the strongest song on the album by far. Kind of didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Uh, I kind of liked it. They they did a really cool back and forth with the soft verse, the heavier choruses, and he really gets into it. Feels a little bit more emotional on that chorus too.
Yeah,
Uh, I like the intro that there's like this cool swelling going on, and it goes back and forth with that heavy, and then that cool like swaying type vibe, that almost ethereal type vibe. So I kind of dug it. It's cool writing. It's just kind of a fun song on the record. I wouldn't necessarily consider it my favorite, but I wouldn't say I hate. It's nowhere close to like I hate the song or anything like that. It's just kind of a cool, fun song. So yeah, Passengers.
Yes, finally, passenger. Please, baby, no motorcycles. This is gonna be
Please be motorcycles.
no motorcycles, no more.
Yeah,
I'm about to make fake signs on the street, like no motorcycles around this route. Um, all right, so passenger. Oh yeah, definitely. This song definitely caught my attention. Um, the guitar tone real tight. It sounds like it's more higher on the mids. Starts off with that really cool opening riff on Steven's part. Um, little bit of like sample playing too around this whole thing as well. Um, Maynard's in this song, right?
yep.
Is that what that is? Yeah. Like I was like, man, that's a perfect person to put with this guy because Maynard does that very breathy, very like, and he has a very, I mean, they're very similar when I describe them, but they're different at the same time. And it sounds like if Chino would have developed his voice more, he would have been something like a Maynard because they seemed like they were kind of sort of around the same kind of vocal delivery or style or whatever, but in their own way at the same time. It's like they're the same animal but different species. So they were very perfect together in this song. You could feel that, as they're working off each other's breathy thing, very slow. And then the part that lyrically caught my attention. Hold on, there's a motorcycle.
Vroom, vroom, vroom,
You guys
vroom.
don't hear, it, but I can hear it in the fucking distance.
I
It's
know.
taunting me. Like I can just feel it. As soon as I get started excited, the motorcycle knows. He's like, "Oh, I'm going right around you, Angel." Um, yeah. The favorite parts of in terms of lyrics. It says, "Here I lay still and breathless." Both, that part is very breathy. Um, I wrote like sort of me being dumb in my notes. I wrote both. They're both very breathy, and the mics, man, they must be really nasty after this recording session. They're fucking
The
and
mics.
and I couldn't help to have that dumb thought in my head. Um, I had to disinfect that fucking room when they were both out of that recording studio. But and then my favorite part lyrically, especially I like Maynard's part more than I did Chino's in this, especially when he goes roll down this.
Roll the
Yeah,
windows down this. Oh, I
yep,
love his delivery on that.
yeah. It's so fucking
The
catchy.
way
It's so
he enunciates and rolls
yes,
everything, dude, it's so fucking good.
yep. And then in the second time around, he changes. that part, the second half to it, he goes, roll down the window, this cool night air is curious. But the second time around, he goes,
Curious.
he puts, what the hell does he write?
And
What
like
does
the last chorus or what?
um, so the first part was roll down the windows, this cool near eye is curious,
Catch
and then when he comes
my
back to it,
breath.
he goes, roll down the window, this night is cool and curious. Oh, no, no, it's a delivery. He delivers it different. It
I
wasn't the
think
wording that he
I think
changed.
you're thinking
It was
the
just,
last one. As I'm reading it, roll these misty windows down to catch my breath.
yes,
Roll
yes,
these
yes,
misty
yeah.
windows down to catch my breath again.
Which it
Right?
forces it a little bit differently in the delivery, and that's really
Mm-hmm.
cool. So yeah, that's what I got for Passenger. Uh, definitely like them. One of my favorite ones out of the. I think it's my second favorite song out of the whole album because Changes was my first one, then Passenger is this one. This is the second one I like a lot. So,
Yeah,
all right,
this
no,
is this might be my favorite song on the album, which is interesting because I always thought, well, first of all, I'm a Maynard fanboy, so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But also, when like I already said, when I think of Deftones, I think of more the digital bath and changes sound, where it's more kind of mellow, or not mellow, but more kind of somber and kind of whatever. But this is like an upbeat, up tempo song that is like up tempo. I mean, like pacing wise, it's not slow and subdued and like whatever. It's more kind of up a little bit,
It has
little
its moment.
driving. It
Has its
does, yeah, but
yeah.
the whole song isn't that, and especially like the build up to the chorus where it goes, where it's just fucking down, and like everything's kind of building to it. It's definitely a more tempo wise. It's a more up song, and it's I didn't associate that with Deftones before I listened to this album, and this song of the three that I like is definitely the most up, and it's probably the song that I like the most. So it's just kind of weird how that happened. Um, maybe not the most. Maybe I like. Uh, I think I like it more than Changes. I actually didn't think I would. It doesn't matter. Good song.
I'm on the
Lyrically,
fence too.
yeah,
I'm on the fence right now. I was like, now, do I like Changes more or Passenger? They're very close to me, so I feel you on that one.
yeah. Maynard's addition here is perfect. Uh, you already talked about it. Him and Chino work. They go so well together. Trading lines within the verse where like I didn't. I like that they didn't. At least on the Spotify version, it doesn't say Passenger featuring Maynard James Keenan. It's just kind of like a nice little Easter egg. Because
Yeah,
I didn't know about this song until I listened to the album. So the first time I heard it, I was like, Maynard, really? What the fuck? Okay, cool. But yeah, I love his I love their vocal tradings here, their verse tradings. Where Maynard does that same thing like you're talking about. What does he say? Yeah, so the Chino does the "Here I lay." The Maynard's just underneath, still and breathless, like really subtle, really. And then when he Chino basically gave him that chorus, didn't he? Like he said, Maynard, you go ahead and take the chorus, right?
right call.
Right? And that's pretty fucking cool. I mean,
I don't know how the
Chino's not.
writing came.
Well, I just mean Chino's not in that chorus at all. It's all Maynard, right?
Don't remember.
I don't.
Roll down the windows down this cool night
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
air
don't think
is
so. I think
it's
it's just
all.
curious. Yeah,
yeah.
I love the way he enunciates curious too. Curious. I
He
don't know.
does that a lot in Money Shot too. I notice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love. It's really cool that he focuses on the phonetics like that of a word. As
phonetics. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. I forgot I knew that word. I'm a little smart.
That's a good word. So other than it being just kind of the obvious, either two people or two like maybe that couple. If you wanted to think of Knife Party as the couple that's on going like a murdering spree or whatever, maybe it's two people in a car and like on the run or something. Might be something like that. But this line kind of gave me pause. Chrome buttons buckled and leather surfaces. That kind of makes me think of that BDSM feel that what was that the fettuccine song? Feta Sarah. um, I think the vocals.
Or it's just a leather car seat.
Yeah, it could be, but it's ambiguous. It can be whatever I want it to be.
Yeah, I
So
guess. Yeah.
Music is suggestive, Steven.
music is subjective. Music is subjective.
Yeah.
Na na na
Boo boo.
na. So I think I focused more on the vocals and even just the structure, like the instrumentation structure of the song, more than I did the lyrics. I was really captured by Maynard's performance, and especially Maynard with Chino. I think Maynard elevated Chino a little bit here. I think it was a very smart addition, a great
Uh,
collaboration. Yeah,
yeah, I think it was a great collaboration. Also, I I really dig this song. It would this would go into top three. Also, uh, I love the imagery that they paint
yeah,
with this song.
mm,
We really can't help but listen to this song and picturing all the stuff that goes on in this song. Super fun song.
yeah.
Uh, it's very sexual. This song.
See, BDSM.
Uh, I see. I now that you, I don't see
I'm your
you're
passenger. I'm your not. I'm not driving. You're in
well.
control. I'm
Here's
your
the thing.
passenger.
Here's
I'm
the
all
thing.
buckled up.
Breathless though.
Mm.
Breathless.
Dead.
Yeah.
Fucking a corpse.
So,
You.
dude, I don't know. I never took this album at all to be like a concept album.
Mm.
So all the songs are tying into it. But you keep on tying, and I'm like, oh
Maybe.
shit, yeah.
Maybe.
I'm like, damn,
Right.
maybe. But
Yeah.
again, he writes very ambiguously, so you're looking for that, so you're finding that.
It could be.
Where I'm not, where I'm taking them as individual, you know, as their own thing.
It's funny they said sexual because in movies when there's like a sex scene in a car, it happens to be foggy, and then you see the hand going like this
Oh
type
Yeah.
of thing.
yeah.
Well,
And,
So
that's
and there
really
and then
from
there's
one
that
movie,
lyric.
Titanic. We know what you're doing on the weekends.
yeah,
But then he
Jack, no.
then that you're right, Angel, because that lyric, who cares? Roll the windows down. Who cares who sees anything? So
Yeah.
like maybe they are just fucking in a car. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I took it as that
Yeah.
where, and then yeah, it's just like a young couple. When we all first started driving, you know, you go find somewhere to fucking
Park and steam the windows up a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Fucking bang one out with the new old lady, you know.
The new old lady.
Yeah.
uh.
So that's kind of where I took this one. But now that you're making me fucking wanting to go back and re-listen to this whole album and
yeah,
see if
same
there
here.
is.
I didn't think there was like a theme or going on with this until Kyle started really pointing it out.
I don't
That's one.
know if
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm accurate either. Like I said, I really like had to try to find these through lines, and I was like, okay, I noticed it a couple times, like with Knife Party and I think Digital Bath. I kind of saw the connection with like a girl, death, something there, and I tried to sift through it with the rest of the song. So I don't know if I'm right. That's just shit that I'm
there's
finding.
there's a couple things he refers to a lot in his music,
Mm,
and it's things sexual in nature, for one.
yeah,
Um, things that are violent,
yeah,
like Knife Party and stuff like that, and then cars
huh,
a lot.
huh.
Talks about. There's quite a few songs he has where he talks about cars in
I-
particular.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and and like kind of love quite a bit
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of that in this album. The
Yeah.
girl, whoever the girl
Spanish
is.
guy
Yeah.
into cars? Wow, that's weird.
Huh? What you say?
You said
I
a
said
spat.
Spanish guy into cars? Wow, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's just weird because in the genre of music you never hear it,
Yeah. No, no, no. It's
and he talks about it quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did
quite
a
a bit.
lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So not like I can't think of a single song from anyone else that talks about cars
Give me
to the
fuel, give me
way.
fire, give me that what does. Ooh.
Bam, 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 bam. Ooh.
I know
Garage
All
Inc.
right.
Hetfield's a big hot rod guy, but it's rare.
Yeah.
It is rare.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, uh, but yeah, it's a dope song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Changes.
All right, let's change into changes. Um,
Can I have
eh,
some change?
hey. Changes. So this song, right off rip,
It's
guitar.
funny you say that.
What?
That. Go ahead. You're
No, I
about
just like
to. Go ahead.
no, it's just like the beginning. The beginning. I think he's playing like a third, minor third on this, and he's sort of like doing that dirty, clean guitar thing, but it's almost like an approach of like if it was acoustic. Sounds a
Hmm.
lot like I'm not sure. I didn't look up the tabs or anything. And then you got the bass coming in. It's really driving the song, creating that drone that what the big part of the song is. And then the first line just goes right into that. I watched you change into a fly. Just those three things as they start off in the song. It's like they. That's one of the things I like about this band. Like they have such a strong or an interesting of how to start a song off,
Yeah.
and definitely hear it and change. Um, let me see. Uh, the drums are not so pushing this one. It looks like the other things are really like driving at least the beginning of the song, and they're saving the drum part for when it starts, kicking in. Which seems like a little bit of the opposite of what they do. And again, this is a song that I wish Deftone did more of. Where like Chino's not just doing the whole raspy skateboarder, like, sort of like hip hop or whatever, they've been doing most of these songs, but he's actually using his vocals in a different way. And this is the very first song I heard from Deftones ever, like when it came on MTV. Uh,
Me too.
yeah, yeah,
Huh.
right. Him sitting in the room and
Yeah.
the cameras coming in so visually. Whoever produced that video, it's just perfect for the song, the way they did it. And they have a girl in the video. They focus on the girl a little bit. It's a lot of which was a lot of recurring theme in this whole album. So it was just rightfully so to do it in the video, but it's not over focused either. Um, them jamming by the pool, stuff like that. It's interesting because I remember more of the video than I do of the song. I think.
Mm.
Um, and then other lines is "I took you home, set you on the glass." I think it's a play on thing with the fly thing. So you're whatever he's personifying now he's kind of like interacting with it in a certain way, and he's like, all right, I'm putting you in the glass. You turn into a fly, I'm putting you on the glass. It's
Pull
like you
off your
never had
wings.
wings. It's say what?
But I took you home, put you on the glass. I pulled off your wings, and then I laughed.
Yeah, yeah.
Vroom, vroom,
Rum, rum,
vroom,
rum, rum.
vroom.
We get to a nice. We hit it. It happens every time when we get to a nice point.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he knows
that
It's
whoever's
the
motherfucker.
right now.
same guy just circling.
He's just. I'm just gonna fucking podcast up.
He's
As soon as
just
he makes
going,
a nice point,
suck up.
that album is shit. All right, so
But you're saying
yeah,
interacting with the fly, right?
yeah, Flying
Yeah.
with the Fly. And and I like the part where he goes, where he goes when he's doing that thing with his voice, like and then having that go in the background into the chorus.
Yeah.
So like the voice layering in the chorus, I really liked a lot. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I didn't have much to say about the song, but the song was very just it's just a song that I will always remember. I'll never forget about. Um, just really captures you visually, the music, the video, and everything. So yeah, that's what I got on that.
Yeah. This is like one of like I said, this or Passengers are the strongest songs on the album for me. That might be. And the more I'm thinking about it, I might be so into this song because like both of you, this is the first Deftones song that I heard. This is the sound of Deftones that I associate with the band because this song was so big and so catchy and so popular and all that kind of shit. So maybe that's why I had a misconception about what the rest of this album would be because I only really heard this and I heard Digital Bath, which are not exactly the same, but they're kind of within the same, you know,
In that
feel.
same vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
So I love his vocals here. His he's got many different vocal styles or several different vocal styles that he plays with throughout the album. I think this is the best representation. Maybe that's not right. Maybe this is the his vocal style on this song fits the song the best. Like the what he's choosing to do vocally here with this song fits perfectly. The subdued kind of undertoning during the verse and then picks up into that chorus and he's obviously got the big open vocals, got a little bit of scratch on it, but it's still mostly clean, and he's kind of slinky with his vocals a little bit. Oh, so alive. He's kind of bendy and twisty turny kind of thing. It's not dot 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 dot. It's not super punctuated. It's very kind of slinky, and it fits the vibe of the song. What are they doing in the beginning of the song with the very opening riff? And there's that um like that sound. It's almost like a feedback with. I can't replicate the
Oh,
sound right. Like what is that? What instrument is that? Just a production effect? Is
at
that
the
what are
beginning
they?
or
What?
like when you're
Go back and listen to the beginning and listen for that. Right on top of the guitar riff, they got the.
oh,
You know what I mean? I,
I'm oh, that
yeah,
is
you hear that?
I think what it is um I think it's called, if I'm right, there's this thing called ghost bends in guitar. And what you
Oh.
do is you pre-bend it, right? With the volume all the way closed on the guitar, right?
Oh, and
Then
then
you
you
have a
open it
lot of
up.
echo. And then as you open it up, you let it come down. It's called a
Hmm.
phantom note or phantom bend or whatever, ghost bend, whatever it's called. I think
Ghost
that's what he's doing in that. I think
Maybe.
that's what that is. Because I've heard that before. I heard it before. Or Metal, even Hedgefield fucks with it in, I forgot which song, but he doesn't do the ghost bend. He'll just like play the note and then just swell up and then bend up. But if you do the opposite, just do, for some reason when you do that the opposite, you pre-bend and come down, it gives it more of a wailing sound. And then like when you
Yeah.
bend up and go that, it sounds more of a just more like a swelling effect. But just that slight difference of pre-bending changes the texture of that. So that's what that. Oh
You're
man, I
talking
completely forgot about
about that
It's like a swell almost.
atmospheric swell.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's probably the DJ, dude.
Well, the beginning
Oh.
of
There's a DJ in
Oh.
in the band.
Oh. I didn't know that.
He's probably hitting a sample.
Oh, okay. Okay, that would make more sense. The ghost bend would
yeah,
be
It's
cool, but I was trying to think about how they would do that. Like while he's playing, it'd have to be two separate production parts because you can't do
or
a
it could
ghost
be
bend in the
in
middle of a riff.
production. It could be. It almost sounds like someone singing that,
Maybe.
oh
like
really?
that
Wow, that sounded like a
sweaty.
ghost band to me.
I mean, it
But
could be.
all right,
I don't know.
yeah. It really sounds like a
No,
ghost band
that
to me.
doesn't sound like a ghost band at all to me.
With if you
It like
put a
a
lot of
ghost
reverb.
band drops.
No, but if you do it real
Boom.
slow and then
Yeah, but
you raise the
uh,
volume up and you have echo going, it sounds a lot like that.
I mean, it could be that.
I'm not saying it's that, but I'm saying like if you ever do it like that, if you attack it like that, if you just don't go around and
Yeah,
attack it,
no,
like if
yeah,
you do
yeah.
it real slow and you raise your volume up and you have mad echo and reverb going, it
Dude,
can
you're
definitely
trying to
sound
do
very similar to that.
like eight different things.
No, there's people who do it. All you do is you got the reverb go. I've done it. You put the echo and reverb on with the pedals, then um you pick it right, and then you just go like that. As once you pick it, it's already ringing.
I get what you're
So
saying.
yeah, so it could definitely be done. It's not that hard.
That's like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brad. Finish. You can finish. I don't want to.
Um, I don't want to. There's not a whole lot more to say lyrically. It's this dude fucking around with a fly. I took that as maybe another allegory. Obviously, the song is about change. I think he mentioned I forget what song it was. It might have was it RX Queen, but I don't something about like no, it's teenager. Um, about not liking the new you or being through with the new you.
Yeah.
So that's another reference to change.
Yep.
um, but I kind of took this more as that that dysfunctional couple where the toxic relationship. pulling the fucking wings off a fly and laughing and whatever. So I lyrically I don't really know how to like how deeply to dig into this because it doesn't seem like there's it seems like it's more just imagery around a theme, which is beautifully
Yeah,
done. But um, yeah, the vocally, but this is a song where vocally and musically and lyrically everything matches up very very nice. Everything
yeah,
is really really nice. So that's it.
yeah. I agree. I love this song. This is probably my. I want to say favorite song because it
Hmm.
was the first song I heard when I was a kid, but I don't think it is. I think it's my second favorite. I think Digital Bath is my favorite on this album,
It's a good one.
and not by Deftones, just on this album. Uh, but this song's super strong song. Really cements the Deftones sound for sure. Like once you get into this song, it kind of hits uh all their hallmarks for what their sound is. So I would say this is probably a good song for someone that's never heard Deftones because it does get a little heavy in some
Hmm.
sections. It's not super heavy like Elite or something like that, but it
Right.
gets a little heavy. So it's a good dip in the toe in the water type feel. It's an awesome song. It's great. Again, lyrically, I can't figure this fucking song out. I have, but I don't. What's awesome to me is like this and like Digital Bath couldn't figure out the lyrics on this one, on those two, and I don't care how good those songs are.
Yeah.
The writing on them, the instrumentation, the placements of everything, the vibe, the feel, the yeah, just everything on those songs. I can't figure them out to save my fucking life, but I absolutely love those songs. So kudos to them for that. Because
Fucking A.
yeah, to me that kind of says something. Like I have no idea what this song's about, but it's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but he's either forcing someone to change
for sure. Sure.
or
Yeah.
contributing to someone's change.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can go in so many different directions.
Or trying to change somebody back after they've changed, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or yeah, being like wrestling with that change, kind of trying to control it.
Or it could just be like a very violent, you know, expression too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fuck, man. I don't know. It's an awesome song though.
It is. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like when the rhythm's solid and there's still cool stuff coming from the guitars or even like lyric like vocally his deliveries and stuff like that how it's meshing who cares it's fucking awesome
Yeah.
like
I
i
really.
i don't care about the lyrics, you know,
Yeah, it's a
so
great song.
yeah. So last song, Pink Maggot.
I'll play it
So
as he talks a little bit here.
the song that we didn't listen to that was part of the deluxe,
Yeah,
I associated those two together, so maybe I just assumed that this song was
it
also
is,
part of the deluxe.
it is.
But it's not part of the deluxe, or it is part of the deluxe.
No, it's pretty much the same song.
Right, yeah, lyrically, push back the square, we are the leaders kind of
No,
thing.
it's
Or
it's literally lyrically
Oh, it's
it
just
is the
is it
a
is
same
it the
song.
exact
different
same
version of
song?
the
Is it
song.
really?
Yeah.
Oh. No, 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 because the other one's like, I mean, maybe the lyrics in this song are also in the other song, but the back to school is like sitting behind the school, smoking cigarettes and sipping vodka. Like that's not in
Yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah.
That's not in here. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's a rap, but like, yeah, but those other sections are,
Right. Okay, I got you. So the
yeah,
lyrics
yeah.
in this song
Like
are on the other song.
the verse isn't in there.
Right. The chorus is the same. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There. Yeah. So it's oh man, I'm so into this. Here we go again. I'm so into this whore, afraid I might lose her. So forget about me, 'cause I'll stick you. There's obsession with this girl, this toxic relationship. I'll stick you. That's another knife reference. God damn. Um,
Or stab her with with his penis.
that too. Could be.
See?
Could be. So ambiguous. Um, we are the leader. Oh, I didn't realize this at first. We are the leaders of all. Transpose or stop your life. So transpose is just another word for like changing, right?
Mm.
So there's another reference to change. Interesting. Um, it's kind of got that. If I'm remembering right, maybe I'm remembering back to school instead. But the vocal delivery on for sure on the chorus is it's more clean. It's got a little bit of that echo slash reverb effect on it, which kind of by the end of the album I'm sick of. But just if I were to hear the song on its own, it does work for the song. Um,
um,
Are you done?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I yeah, I had to give it a quick listen because I forgot about this track,
Mm.
but I did like how the dirty guitar tone. It looks like he's just doing that whole volume soul to make the distortion stronger. That was pretty cool. To do that as he's building on his lyrics. But I don't know, to kind of like do a different version of the same song. Yeah, they gave it a whole different feel. It is interesting how they kind of approach it with the lyrics being different and this and that in certain parts or whatever. But that part, that line that says "We are the leaders of it all" or whatever this and that makes me think of like the popular kids in high school or something like that, or the kids that like they're maybe not be the top popular ones, but the tougher, rougher kind of kids at this and that. Um,
See,
I
God,
don't
that's
know.
crazy. No, I took it as like, you know how they say like our kids are our future, like
Mhm.
something like that. Like we're gonna be the leaders.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Hmm.
You
okay,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Or reflecting back
yeah,
because it's
Sure.
called back to school. So he's talking about going back to school, but now we are the leaders
Hmm.
type thing.
I don't know. That's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't really got a lot on that song. That didn't
No,
stand out to me too much either.
Yeah.
So, all right, are we getting to
I'll
the
I'll
end?
s- I'll say
Yeah.
it. I think the song's too fucking long.
Yeah.
That song does not need to be
Oh
7 minutes.
7 minutes long. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
The intro almost 3 minutes for you to get to the just to get to like the back to school section.
Right.
Like it didn't need to be that.
Sometimes
No.
It
I
didn't.
like when band songs do that. Like we don't have to get too
Yeah,
far
but
into it,
I'm
but
saying this song
right,
in
right,
particular.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right.
Like it didn't, and they should have separated it. They should
And
have had that intro section as one part,
if
and
this,
then
yeah, if that song "Back to School" is not a standard song on the standard album, I don't think this song needs to be on the album. To be honest.
by like I said, what I
Yeah.
read it was an extent like a special edition or an
Okay.
extended version or something.
Gotcha.
Hold on. So yeah, with that being said, the original version doesn't have back to school.
Okay. So that I think then Pink Maggot could probably just come off the album, finish on changes, and that would be probably a better, in my opinion. Like it'd be a song
Yeah, I mean,
that's still 10
or
songs
I would put back to school on it.
or that. I think it
Take Pink
Pink.
Magnet off and just put back to school.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I guess. I think Pink Maggot gets stronger if Back to School is on the album, but I think if yeah, maybe just put
See,
Back to School on and
I feel it doesn't.
just because it references back to school and it's the last song referencing the first song, so you get that replay value of kind of this
Yeah, but
cyclical whatever.
Pink Magnet doesn't make me want to go back and listen to it still.
Yeah, like I said, I could take it or leave it.
It's
But
like I said, like it feels like the final chapter. All right, book's closed. I'm done.
sure.
I'm not gonna go read it for a long fucking time.
Unless you're Kyle.
Over and over again.
All right,
Is
well,
that
that's like
is that like a discipline? Like, do we when you do that, the whole repeating over and over and over and over thing? Is that discipline, or you actually enjoy doing that?
I
Like, what
enjoy
is the?
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
well,
the reason I
no,
do
it would be a discipline because it's no different than you practicing the same thing over and
Yeah,
over.
like
Mhm.
he reminds me of me in high school when I was just like playing the scale over and 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 over until like
Yeah,
there was many points where I didn't enjoy it. I just want to throw the guitar out the fucking window.
no, if I get to the
But I
point where I'm
knew
not
the outcome that if I kept going, that it would turn into something cool.
no
But man,
in that vein it's not a discipline because it's if I ever get to the point where I'm not enjoying the listen, if I'm not enjoying like I'll kind of force myself for the first couple, but like with the album that we're going to talk about next time, I got like maybe halfway through it the first time and I had to put it down. So I
mm,
didn't force myself to suffer through it. I was like I'm gonna put this down. I'll come back to it later.
yeah, but you
And then
did go
I
back.
came back to it later and I got a little farther. I think I made it through the whole album and I had to put it down again and be like, is this one just not gonna do it for me or what am I gonna do?
You're
So I
not
tried it
proving your
again
point to me.
and then no, I mean like it's not. I
It's a
don't like.
discipline because you're forcing yourself to go back.
Yeah, but if I get upset with it or if I get
Most people wouldn't
bored
do
with it,
that.
yeah,
I put it down.
Dan's right. Most people would not do
Most
that.
people would be like, 3 songs into it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Later.
Hmm.
Fine, fine, call that discipline if you want, but I
It
think
is
it's.
just
That's a
yeah.
discipline, dude.
But I mean,
You're disciplining yourself. You're literally forcing yourself to go,
but
okay,
now the
I know
fruits.
I need a break from this,
Yeah,
but to fully consume it and understand it all,
yeah,
I'm gonna go back. So I need a break in order to
right,
Yeah.
take everything out of it.
right,
It doesn't
Because
mean that
that's
you
a
do it.
discipline.
Doesn't mean
right,
that you do it all in one shot. Because
right.
when I was
Yeah.
That's what
practicing
I
my
mean.
scales,
Yeah,
I had to stop
right.
and then come back and then like
Yeah,
that back and forth thing. So it's definitely
and
different.
I would take like months off for some of this stuff and be like, and I'd be cycling through Spotify looking for something to listen to. I'd see it and I go, all right, let's try it again, and just
Yeah.
kind of do it
Yeah.
like that. Um, but the fruits of that, I feel like I have a really strong relationship with bands like Foo Fighters, bands like even like Queens of the Stone Age. I got into their most recent album lately. Bands like Pussifer, bands like Tool, bands like Sevenfold, bands like Slipknot, bands like Stone Sour, because I don't just know the songs that are catchy and cool or whatever. Like I know every song on every album that I've listened to because I've listened to it so much, and I have a stronger relationship, and then I can listen to like Avenged Sevenfold's last album compared to the one before that, and I can see a growth. I go, oh, this is kind of like what they were doing with this song over here, but they kind of went in this different direction, and so you see you develop a relationship with an artist or a band by doing that instead of just kind of like listening for 3 songs and going, ah, fuck it, putting it away. Now you're kind of you're potentially missing a lot of context for a band by doing that. But if the music sucks, the music sucks, and there's nothing you can do about that. Like you can't force yourself to like something. Doesn't matter how many times I listen to Britney Spears, I'm not gonna like it. You know what I mean?
She's a queen. How dare you?
Yeah. Well, all right.
But
So
either way. All right. So what's the final? What do you guys rank it?
this I gave it a 6 because on I'll, maybe I'll start off with the negative stuff first. Is that a
Wow,
lot
way
of
to
these?
be that guy.
Well, I'm gonna end it on a positive note.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, there you go. See? Dark in the outside, positive inside. There you go.
Wife beater. Anna, run!
Yeah. All right.
I'm trying
All
not to
right.
be
Go
too
ahead.
black and white about it.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Hell yeah, I got.
All right.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
all right. So I
Wait.
give
What
it
is a six? Just a
6.
six?
6, solid 6. Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
go before like 5, but then I was like, no, because there is really good stuff going on here. So I went up 1. I gave
All
it
right.
a 6 because All right, so the negative stuff is like a lot of these songs sound very the same to me. They keep using the same formula, especially Chino with his vocals, Stefan with his like the guitar playing, the way the song started, drum, then this and that, blah 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 blah.
Mm.
I feel like because of what I like from Deftones originally, my first impression, um, it doesn't match up. Like the whole song's like what changes. This song is not in the album, but like Diamond Eye is would be a good
Yeah.
example. Um, or Passenger. All the other songs sound like they're more for just like I feel like a street skating punk kid would probably put this in the background and just like skate and stuff. Like it feels like a good background music or to put like a feel, that kind of thing. But as far as like analyzing like the way we do go deep, it's not much there. But and I just wish there was more of songs like Passenger, Changes. I feel like I'm gonna say the obvious things that you probably guys gonna repeat. But on a more positive note is even in the songs that didn't grasp me so much, like I think it was it Korea? They do like that riff almost sounded like Rocket Skates for a second there. It kind of had like that jumpy kind of sort of thing. Um the use of different guitar tones and what he does to make up for the lack of like doing anything more intricate with the guitar. Um, the drums are freaking cool. Like this guy does a lot, does a lot of cool shit with the drums. The bass,
Cabe Cunningham.
huh?
Cabe Cunningham. That's the drummer's name.
Oh, Cape Cunningham. Okay, yeah, yep. Yeah, Cape Cunningham. What he's doing on that. And then Chino, he has such a unique voice and he honed in such. They all honed into their craft and they sound so well together. But there was a lack of development throughout the album. So I dropped a lot in that because I was like, that's kind of a letdown because the only takeaway from this whole album that I really liked was Passenger and Changes and maybe Digital Bath. Digital Bath is
Mm.
not one that I go back to really, but that song has such a strong potential. I don't know what. I heard of Digital Bath before,
I just
but I never replayed it ever like purposely on my Spotify or like even back in the day. It was if I ever went back to
you
Deftones,
oh you know what? No, that
yeah.
makes sense now.
Mm.
You're not a
Yeah.
rhythm guy. The rhythm carries that song.
I feel like it's more than that because there's a lot of rhythm in
Yeah,
changes.
but it's so heavily
Yeah.
like when I hear Digital Bath, it's just that drum beat right off the rip,
Mm,
and it just progresses the whole way throughout the song.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Just like passenger changes, diamond eyes, and maybe some stuff in Minerva. The self title, whatever that album. Ro- is that the one with rocket skates? I forgot.
No, I think Rocket Skates is on Diamond Eyes. I
Diamond
believe.
eyes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
I believe off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
love that song.
But I think you get my point. Like that
Yeah,
version of
yeah,
this
yeah,
one, I wish I could hear more. So that's why I gave it
yeah.
a six. Because like to me, that was a really big letdown because now I'm not gonna be adding most of this in my daily driver at all or revisiting. So that's why I give it a six. So pass it on to Kyle. What you
Okay.
got?
This is the second episode in a row that we did this, Angel. Same score, 6. This
Man,
is
you
weird.
guys don't get.
It's
All
weird.
right.
I don't know. Um, yeah, the same 3
Okay.
songs that we already talked about being the standouts, the Digital Bath, Passenger, and Changes. And I, I'm willing to give Knife Party honorable mention there. But I don't know if the music and instrumentation felt basic or maybe it just felt I think you said undeveloped. One of you said undeveloped.
I did, yeah. It
And,
felt
and
Yeah.
like there's a lot of good things going on, but it doesn't really develop, and they use a lot of the same formula, especially like the
yeah.
guitar stuff. Yeah,
And Dan, you were talking about that section of the album with what song was it? Was it Teenager? How they could have switched a couple songs and just changed the
Yeah.
vibe of the album a little bit. So maybe some production or some structure issues from album top down. Talking
Yeah.
about Pink Maggot, kind of I don't think really needed to be there. I don't know. I really like the potential. I was a little disappointed with the overall product, but songs like Changes, Digital Bath, and then Passenger for a different vibe. Because like I said, Digital Bath and changes are kind of like one uh, tone, but
Yeah.
with Passenger offers a second tone that they could also go in and do well. It's just I don't think the rest of the album delivers in that way. So uh, Chino for me is hit and miss. You know, I like that he experiments and I like that he is unique. It just doesn't always work on this album for me. Sometimes it gets annoying, all the effects and modulations, and I get kind of tired of it. But then you have songs where him being super low and subdued on the vocal and like really in the background lends itself to him picking back up and driving it to a different place. And sometimes it works really well. Sometimes it can just be kind of grating and annoying, in my opinion. But um, yeah, I'll leave it at a 6.
Uh, so I gave
I was
this
waiting
an
for Dan to
8.8.
disagree. Oh, pff, wow.
Now, hold on. I'm gonna explain. The lows on this record, the one low I would say is Pink Magnet. Like that I don't want in there at all. The lows on this album are just like they're okay songs. They don't shake me to my core. They're whatever. Every album are is gonna have B-sides that aren't that great. You just can't have an entire album of changes and you would hate that album.
I would.
If
Yeah, that's
Well,
every
not
s-
entire. If
that's
you
why I
had,
mentioned Passenger as a
if
yeah,
you
different
had,
tone
if
for
you
but
that
had,
I'm
as
yeah,
well.
saying
if you had two of each of digital batch, passenger, and changes, that radically changes the album for me and Kyle
Hmm.
because that's 6 songs now.
Hmm.
you think in theory, but you would get so tired of that too.
Because
You
they,
might
because all right,
you might be right. I just don't.
I think
I didn't like what they did in between. I wasn't grabbed
no,
by
and
what they
that's
did in
fine.
between. You know.
That's fine. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I thought as an album as a whole, I'm looking at it as a whole, and
Mhm.
there was enough diversity within the 11 songs
Look at
where
Angel's face.
hell no.
what are you talking about?
Teteria, Back to School, Elite, RX Queen, Carp, and Korea all sounded the same to me. And
Okay, and
then
then
done.
you have
All of those, and that was like the majority of the album.
oh my god, what's their sound? They have two things they do: slow and these ambiance songs like Changes and Passengers, and then they do these heavy, jumpy, bouncy songs.
I don't know, man.
What are you talking? That's what they do.
Booty pop
That's
Yeah,
and
their
drop the booty,
diversity.
booty pop and drop the booty,
They're
that's not
booty
not.
pop
diverse
and drop the
enough at
booty,
all. That sounds
booty
like
drop the
No,
booty,
I'm
booty
not
everywhere.
drop
saying
and pop
that
the booty,
within
booty
their
drop and
sound.
pop the booty.
I'm
Sorry.
saying within their sound.
Yeah, but
So
we're
it's
talking.
not too heavy one direction or another.
I went through this with Dan with Bring Me the Horizon and Avenged Sevenfold. I can't do it again.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. I don't know.
I'm
What
just
do you
gonna leave it
mean?
alone.
Avenged
Yeah,
Sevenfold was terrible. Get over it. What?
I like that album more than this. I like that season
No,
all
I'm
over the
not
place and
saying
collage.
like
At least
you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not. You're not. I'm
okay,
saying within their sound,
okay, yep.
they've they expand, not expand, but it's split up almost perfect. It's half heavy, half slow, jammy stuff.
So, cause all right, so oh yeah, so tell me which songs you feel that about exactly. That is that split. Which ones? First, start with the slow jammy first.
All right, Digital Death,
Okay,
uh, Passengers,
okay,
Changes,
okay,
Pink Magnet.
Big
okay.
Maggot.
Oh yeah, sorry. And then you could kind of throw
Well, teenager. Well, you could throw teenager.
Hmm.
Teenager in there.
Yeah, that's 5 songs. And how many
I
songs
don't I
There's
don't
11.
there's 11.
I don't think Passenger belongs on that list. I also don't think it belongs on the heavy list. Passenger is a nice
Yeah, but
kind of rock
it's
song.
Middle.
still that
Yeah.
slow vibe. It
It's
still has
just
that big ambiance to it.
it's faster than Change. It's slower than like Knife Party.
It's not just about the tempo, it's about the ambiance to it and stuff.
Uh, okay, I guess.
Maybe I
So
don't.
it's
I don't really know
literally
where you
right
make
down
that
the middle.
distinction.
So you get a little bit of one side of them and you get a little bit of the other side.
I
There's two
guess.
sides to this band.
I
They're
guess I.
not a huge, they're not like, to your point, in Avenged Sevenfold, that does have this huge sound
Well, I think
where they
that's.
have
I think.
everything that sounds like City of Evil to their most recent record.
I think that's why we raise our eyebrows a little bit when you talk about diversity, with because I didn't see a lot of diversity on the album. Like you said, it's kind of a couple different sounds, at
No,
least on
no,
this
I don't
album.
mean. All right, maybe diversity was the wrong word.
Yeah, because
Okay.
diversity is many things. You just did two things: soft and then quicker.
No, but it switched.
There's a good duality. How about that? A good duality.
A good movement maybe throughout the album, like it changes.
No, because we talked about the movement where
Yeah, you're
they
right.
needed to switch a couple
Yeah, you're
songs.
right.
I will go with duality. They have a good duality in this. Half of the song
Sure,
is a good duality. Okay.
but to my point, other than Pink Magnet, that's the lowest. I think that's one of the worst songs. They could have got rid of that altogether.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
The
That's
other ones, RX Queen, Streetcar, Teenagers, uh, yeah, Korea, like they're okay. I don't hate them, but I don't love them either.
yeah.
So that leaves 4 or 5 other songs that I do love.
Which ones again?
Uh, Digital Bath,
Yep.
definitely. Passenger Changes. The first one that I can't pronounce.
Yep.
For the
Fettuccine.
soda.
I like how you both said two different names. And then I like Elite.
Okay.
So 5 out of
11.
11 songs.
11.
Okay.
So I guess I mean
Hmm.
it's your score for sure, but
Yeah,
there's less than half of the album that you really like, and that pushing a 9 for that is
Kind of
that's
crazy,
a
right?
well,
that's a that's a big score in
dude,
my opinion.
I can tell you, list off an album and I'll tell you songs I don't like on it. Like that's gonna happen. But the fact that I don't know, those are songs that I would put on my personal playlist and listen to over and over.
Yeah, Daily Driver. Yeah.
Hmm.
But if I'm listening to the album,
Hmm.
I don't mind to hear RX Queen. I don't love it,
Right.
Mm,
but
I
if it comes on, I'm like, I'm too lazy to hit the skip button, but I can't wait for it to be over.
yeah, I mean that's weird for me. Like I won't
to me, that doesn't sound
I
like it deserves an 8.8. Still,
What are you talking about?
it
There's
that's still
four
six other
songs that,
songs that you feel mediocre about. I feel like maybe a
no,
seven and a
no, there's
half.
5 other songs. There's 5 other songs. Because one I would get rid of altogether. I don't like it.
but it's on the album. So
But
you
there's a
can't rate
whole.
it without it on the album.
Tell me one album you like from beginning to end.
Wasting
No,
Light.
there's not many.
Without,
There's not many.
Wasting
there's
Light.
not many.
But
Wasting
it
Light.
should be
Huh?
at least it should be a little bit above 50% if you're gonna give it an 8.89,
It is because
right?
I don't hate those songs,
I
Yeah,
think
but you don't.
I
I mean,
I don't want to tell
and I
you how to
think
I don't,
they contribute to the vibe of the album.
I don't want to tell you how to score. I disagree
okay.
with your
Yeah, me
score, but
neither.
it's yours. It's not mine.
Yeah.
It's yours. You can do whatever you
Yeah,
want with it. But
Okay.
yeah, talking about albums that I like front to you already know how I listen to music, right? Full albums.
Yeah.
I can give you a list that I like that I can listen to today, and like and know every song on the album. Like
Yeah.
it's not that crazy to me. I mean, there's gonna be it's not like every song is a 10, but I
that's what I'm saying. Like RX Queen and Streetcar, they're not tens.
I think
I'm
they're
not
worse
saying they're
than
twos or
not
threes
tens.
in that.
I okay, yeah, we disagree about that. That's fine. I would rate them
They're
pretty low.
fine songs.
Yeah.
They're
Eh,
nothing like, oh my
eh.
god. In my personal playlist, I only taken the songs that I absolutely love.
Yeah. Yeah.
So by that definition, I should have given Kate Cudi a 9 then.
Yes.
All right, but I didn't want to because it was like, well, fuck.
Yeah,
gotta be a little better than that.
Well, no, I
Th-
wanted this album to be higher, but then
Yeah.
when I listened to it, I was like, I can't.
it is
I
interesting
can't.
how we each kind of rate. I don't think there should be a standard that we all have to adhere to. I think
No,
it's kind
no,
of
they shouldn't
I
be.
think
I
it's I
just
think
wish.
it's interesting like you guys kind of the way that in your mind how you justify a rating and the way that I do like I think we're all doing it differently, which is interesting.
My biggest complaint on this album is I keep on beating this horse, but Pink Maggot,
Yeah.
and I would switch up some of the song listens
Hmm.
to make the album flow a little bit better. But other than that, no, I
Yeah,
think
we,
it's
we can both strongly agree on that because when I was trying to review this, I'm like, I don't even want to bother reviewing this song. I'm ready to just review the whole.
there's
Yeah.
like I said, it starts off 3 songs,
Yeah.
great, cool,
Yeah.
awesome, and then there's 4 mediocre songs, and they're back to back,
Hmm.
and then there's it gets into they need to switch that up where it's not just such a chunk
A bleh.
of just like yeah, like
Bleh.
but I think if you changed some of those songs around, it wouldn't feel so.
Yeah, maybe. That's possible. All right, guys. That was Deftones White Pony. Average score 6.933333333 forever. Next episode, we will
Is it
be
really?
yeah. Yeah. Next episode, we will be reviewing Pussifer Money Shot. I'm very very interested in how this is going to go. Very interested. I got into Pussifer late. I got into Tool kind of late. I am a big fan of Pussifer. Very weird band, very weird album. I'm very excited. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Well, cheesy and shit.